Hey guys, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to Man Cave Meals. Today I'm going to fire up the Karubecue C-60 and we're going to cook a really nice looking rack of baby back ribs that I just picked up. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to get the C-60 fired up. I'm going to use some hardwood lump charcoal up here in the firebox that I've lit up in a starter chimney, and I'm going to put a couple of splits of oak right in on top of that to get our fire going. And then I'm going to turn on my main fan and set it about where I normally get for 250 degrees, because that's where we're going to cook today. And on today's cook, I'm going to set up where I get most of my smoke from the top. So I'm going to close the stopper on the bottom and let it pull from the top today. And while the C-60 is coming up to temperature, I've got this beautiful rack of baby backs. This is one of the largest racks of baby backs I've ever seen around here in my area in western North Carolina. This rack weighs 5.5 pounds, which is large for baby backs. I'm going to season this today with this Atlanta Grill Company Volcano Dust rub. This is a really nice rub that's got ghost chilies in it. It's got a little bit of heat on the back end, but it's still a really sweet rub. So we're just going to get that on here. And I like to put a layer of seasoning on my ribs that's thick enough where I can't see the meat through. So we're going to season up both sides. And when I have my ribs looking about like that, that's where we like to go. And I like to let these sit for 15 or 20 minutes with the rub on while our grill comes up to temperature. And outside this morning it's about 35 degrees, so it's going to be perfect for that. Okay, we're up to temp, so I'm going to open up. We're going to slide this rack of ribs right in there, and we're going to let it go for about 2 hours before we come back to have our next look at it. We've been going about 2 hours, and I believe we're going to take these guys on out of here and put these in some foil. That's looking really good so far. It's kind of hard to see here in the light the color I've got on this, but this color looks absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to wrap this in a double layer of foil, and I'm actually going to wrap it. We're going to go meat side down, and we'll get this guy wrapped up, get it back in the smoker. Okay, I'm going to crack it back open. We're going to put these back in here in the foil, and I'll probably go for about an hour and a half. So we'll keep running right along at 250. So I'll have had the first section was about 2 hours and 10 minutes. So I'll go about an hour and a half to an hour and 40 minutes in this section before we come back to unwrap and finish these. Okay, I've pulled these ribs out, taken the foil off, and they are really close. They're not too far off from being done. So what I'm going to do is baste these guys with some sauce that I like to use. This is a western North Carolina style barbecue sauce that I really like from a place called Mac's Speed Shop. This is a really interesting sauce. If you've never had a western North Carolina style sauce, I suggest trying this. It's a combination flavor of a sweet sauce and a little bit of a tang, sweet sauce with a little bit of a tang to it. So I'm going to get a nice coat of that on here, and we're going to take this back and put it back in the Karubecue and finish these off. These things aren't going to take but about maybe 30 minutes to finish off. So we're going to open back up. I'm going to slide this guy right back in there, and we'll be back in about a half an hour to take a look at the finished product. Okay, so I've taken these off. I'm going to let them cool for just a minute, and then we're going to slice these guys apart. They look and smell amazing. Okay guys, I want you to just have a look at that. Look at how meaty, how juicy these ribs are, and look at how deep that smoke ring went. That thing went rather deep on this rack of ribs, so they taste absolutely amazing. That's one of the best tasting racks of ribs I've had lately, especially considering that it's a cheap rack of ribs from Walmart. This is a Smithfield rack. I'm used to buying Smithfield pork, but I'm not used to buying it from Walmart. I'm used to buying it from Sam's Club, where it's pure. It's not injected with the solution. This one has that 8% solution in it, but I swear, when I saw a 5.5 pound rack of baby backs, I had to grab it. So it's time for me to eat. So until next time, this is John Setzler with Man Cave Meals.